So welcome to our first recorded power hour. We're going to do this. I love it. Today, what we want to start off with is just connecting with one another and just breathing, calming our nervous system. I find it funny, Amy, that you shared a little bit about being brave and feeling discouraged and all of that. I got hit with a wave of discouragement this morning as well. And so I just started, what for me, the opposite of discouragement is courage. Like, I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to step into this uncomfortableness. I'm going to move forward. So I love that you did the same thing by going live and just acknowledging it. And so today, what I would love for us to do is to connect on the word courage. Courageous, you can do courageous or you can do courage. For me, it was courage. Okay, so if you'd like, you can do kind of like I do, where I hover my right hand over my heart, left hand over the front of that, and then you put your fingers together and it'll form like a diamond. And then that diamond, you're just hovering over your heart. And what I find is this helps me to breathe correctly. And so the way that we're breathing is it's like the air is passing through that diamond in through our heart. And then as we breathe out, it's like I have a candle. We'll use my glasses for just a second here. Maybe. I don't know if I'm that talented. But see, it's like a candle. So I'm breathing in through the diamond, and then like I'm blowing the candle out. So, and as you're doing that, I want you to breathe in that courage and breathe out any discouragement, any fear, any frustration, whatever it is for you that you carried to this meeting. We're going to pull in courage and push out that negative emotion. We're going to actually feel it. It's not fun feeling yucky, but keeping that emotion trapped inside of you is worse than just breathing through it. So here we go. I just got this really cool idea. I want you to breathe in and say courage as you're breathing in. And I want you to breathe out and acknowledge whatever it is you're feeling. So if it's like frustration, fear, anger, sadness, all right, how does that feel? How does that feel in your body? Does it feel like, okay, I'm ready for new. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to not let that emotion live in me right now. Emotions are real. We all have waves of emotion, but a wave rolls in and a wave rolls out. And that's good and bad emotion. And so instead of trying to stuff down the bad, let's try to operate on this wave rolling in, wave rolling out. So now that we've kind of connected with one another, we're going to start with A to Z commenting. So I'm going to set our timer. And for those of you who come and join us every single day, you know we start with A to Z commenting because the first day you go A and you might get to, errands. Maybe you have 7,000 errands. Okay, you really can't have 7,000 because you can only have 5,000 friends, but maybe you have 700 errands. And so you're halfway through the errands. When you come back the next day, I want you to scroll and have your phone ready on the errand that you left off on so that you can just get right into work. So I tell people, come prepared have this ready for you. All right. So if you are brand new to Power Hour and you have no idea what A to Z commenting is, will you please put that in the chat for me? I already know we have some. So I just want to see who you are and acknowledge you. And yes, this recording I'm going to upload to YouTube and it will be available for later. For some reason, it wouldn't let me go live to the pages today, which is a bummer. It's a total bummer. But Alicia, I know you're new. No one else is acknowledging that they're new, but they're there. Don't worry. So with new coaches, here's the big thing for you to know. We're going to use our cell phones to A to Z comment. And so really when I say A to Z, that's just alphabetically running through your friends list. So you're going to start with your Facebook app. You'll click on that. And from there, boy, I'm in a different house than I'm normally in for Power Hour. So from there, you're going to see a picture of yourself and you're going to click on that picture and it will take you to your timeline. This is the place you have control over. So you're going to scroll down until you get to your friends list. And once you're at your friends list, you're going to click See All Friends. And Alicia, just because I can see you, do you see on your cell phone how everybody came in alphabetical order? Do you see that? Okay. So you would just literally start with the first person, comment, then the next person, comment, then the next person, comment, and I'm going to show you how to do it, but I just want you to see they all come in alphabetically. Also, when you're getting ready, do you guys see that gray bar? It comes and goes. There it is. That will help you scroll faster when you get to like the B's and the C's and the D's and the J's. It's so painful when you're at the S's. Can I get an amen from some of you that are like at the S's and you're like, it took me 10 minutes just to scroll down to it. Okay, but so let's say we're on Aiden. I'm gonna click on Aiden. And the first thing I'm gonna do, by the way, this has been her profile picture for a really long time. She needs to update her photo. But I'm gonna look at Aiden's photo and I'm gonna see, have I liked it? Okay, how I know if I've commented on it is I have liked it. So in this case, I haven't commented on her photo, so I'm gonna hit like. And do you see how that went from blue or white to blue? That gives me, next time I come to Aiden's photo and I log in, if she hasn't changed her profile picture, I can now see that and I don't take my time to comment. So I would just hit comment and type in love this. So give me a sec. And then send it. And see, now I have love this there. So then I would close out, close her picture. Now, I told you guys this is an old picture. It's November 18th, 2014. She has not updated her profile picture. I actually had already commented, so that's why I said love this. This is why we always do this together, because y'all taught me the like thing. So I had never liked it because I didn't know that trick. So now I know the trick, so I just liked it. I would comment normally. And then I would exit out and I would go from right, once I get to her timeline, I can go right to left and it takes me right back to where she was and I would go to the next person. Now, since I've already commented on her profile picture, do you guys notice her cover photo is nothing? Normally, I would comment on the cover photo, but there's nothing there. So I'm gonna scroll down to where it says photos, and I'm gonna find a photo that she's tagged in that I could comment on. Okay, so I'm gonna look for a group photo. Actually, this is so cute. That's my kids, y'all. How fun is that when they were little bits? So it's not gonna be weird that I'm commenting on this one because this is a photo I tagged her in. So I'm gonna go comment on it because other people have commented on it. And I'm gonna just say, so tiny, when did they grow up? But also, if she wasn't a friend of mine, I'd probably go, she's not very active on Facebook because her profile picture is the same, her cover photo is nothing. And this is how many photos of her. And I'm the one who tagged her in all of those photos. So I'm gonna go, she's not very active on Facebook. So I might go look at her Facebook page to see her very last post was February 12th, 2016. So this might be someone that I would unfriend if I had 5,000 friends. Now, in this case, her and I are actually friends. So I'm not unfriending her because I know she plays on Facebook. She just doesn't post on Facebook. So that's fine, move on. And I just go to the next person. So we're literally, right now, I want you guys to open your phones up and just start actively going through each person. Okay, that's fun, Kimberly. I have to tell you guys a funny story. Kaden has these friends that came to visit us, and their boyfriend, girlfriend, and the boy's name is Lauren Bruce, spelled in a masculine form, and his girlfriend's name is Lauren Bruce, spelled in a feminine way. She's never gonna have to change her name. So here's how I got to this. We were giggling. We're like, how is that even possible? Okay, so you have to go through the Facebook app. Then you go to your timeline. Then you scroll down to your friends list. And this only works on a cell phone. Well, you can do an iPad also because iPads are just glorified cell phones. And that brings your friends list in an alphabetical order. What if they have 2 accounts? I don't have too many friends that have 2 accounts. I know which one is like, sometimes people will do that for business, but it will usually say like, Gina, I'm trying to think, like, I think there's a LuLaRoe business that teaches to do that. So it's like Gina LuLaRoe or Gina Candles.
Gina?
Yes.
I have some friends that are like that too. And I don't know, like some people aren't so savvy and they open a new account, but I had some friends that are like active on 2 accounts, which is weird. So I just commented on their Facebook picture, like, hey, great picture of you. It looks like you're my friend twice, just like question mark, like, hey, like, what's the deal? Just engages them. And it's like, hey, what's the deal? Like, maybe they'll be like, oh, this is my real account kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think it's okay to ask, like, which account do you actually use?
I have a friend that has 2 accounts because one is to stay away from an ex and one is for family. So you never know. Just ask for clarification which one they'd rather use.
And then unfriend the one they don't want to use.
I have somebody who had 5 accounts. They just didn't know how to deactivate, and I don't know what happened, but those of us who aren't as tech savvy, she had 5 accounts, and so I went through to see which ones she was active on or the last post of the last, and I found one and deactivated the other 4.
Can I just tell you guys what a pain in the butt having 2 accounts is? Okay, the only reason I have 2 accounts is because we have more than 5,000 health coaches in our organization. So I want to be friends with each and every one of you on Facebook so I can help you grow your Facebook. I want to be able to look at your page and go, oh, this is exactly why you're not growing. Let me help you out. But I can't because I am limited to 5,000 friends. So what I did was created an Adam and Gina account that all of you can actively, add us to. And then my Gina account became exclusive for people who, startled me, became exclusive for those other people so that I was able to like kind of separate the 2, but it is such a pain. I don't know why anybody would want 2 accounts. It is so hard. If I'm doing a Zoom and someone is late, I have to log out, log in, do all these little different activities, and half the time my phone won't allow me to. So it's a pain. You don't want to do that. So just in case y'all were wondering, you don't need a second account. All right, I'm gonna pause in just a second here. We're gonna actually blitz A to Z commenting today. We've got to get through those lists and have fun doing it. You know, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. So we work hard for 10 minutes, then we dance for 2, and then we work hard for 10 minutes, and then we dance for 2. And in the 2 minutes of dancing that we're doing, I want you guys to understand, half you hate dancing, and I 100% appreciate that. But it actually releases an energy, a creative energy that will literally change your atmosphere. It changes and creates an attractive pull to you. So while we're out A to Z commenting, you're going to see more people reach out to you, reach back to you from that work versus just doing 60 minutes of commenting straight. Okay, so let's dance. Oh. I have to hit pause. Here we go. How fun is that and crazy all at the same time? We are going back to A to Z commenting. Okay, so we're gonna start another 10 minutes of just commenting. Anybody notice already your attitude shifting? Anyone else out there? You're like, I cannot believe I just grunged it out with Cardi B. You're welcome. Do you know, I didn't even know, this is how awesome I am. I did not even know what Balenciagos were. Half you just lost it and the other half are like, I don't either. I went to a store to buy my friend Tia Wood a birthday present. And I was like, hey, I've heard this place, I've heard this name somewhere in a song. I did not know what song it was. And, but I was like, I've heard of this place. And I went in and I bought her these glasses and I was like, oh, these are not inexpensive. It's a good thing I really, really love her. Super fun.
Gina, I have to share. This
Yes.
was really funny. Last night we did a meet and greet with a new coach, and I had told her about Power Hour, and she hopped on yesterday, but it was in the middle of it. And so she was watching for a couple minutes, and then she goes, and then I don't know what happened. Like this lady, she got up and was dancing, and I think maybe her son was in the background, and I just was so confused that she left. And I was like, yes, there's dancing.
It's what we do. It's what we do. Well, and it really, honestly, it changes the atmosphere. It just, like, y'all can think I'm woo-woo and cray-cray, because I kind of am. But I'm telling you, there is something that happens. There is a switch that happens when we get up and move. That's why we breathe. Like, how many people start out like a, whoo, let's go get them. And I'm like, okay, let's breathe. It's very different and it's very intentional. So if you're new, just go right back to A to Z commenting. No time to play. We got to get some work done. So we're going to A to Z comment. I'm going to look and see some more of the questions and try to answer those. But I want you guys actually working during this hour.
Gina, can I ask a quick question?
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm getting more, I don't know if you can see, cover photos that are like this and just not quite sure what to respond. It's just staying home saves lives and flowers.
I would do a kissy face emoji because it's neutral. Or I would do like a muscles. I don't know why I had to lean in for you to see. I'm gonna do something like that where it's not really a statement. It's just a like, boom, puts a bump in it. Okay, so you're not choosing sides.
Hey, Gina?
Yeah.
Got a question. Hi. So I made a post yesterday on a group, and basically it was like, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you like to improve in your life? And I got like thousands, I mean, like so many answers: money, finances, weight, health.
Mhm.
So it's like, I don't, but you can't sell any, you can't appear to be selling anything, obviously, on this page. And I don't want to keep repeating myself over and over to different people saying the same thing.
Mhm.
Should I like do maybe like 5 a day and then come back? I don't know.
And I would probably do something like emojis.
Okay.
Um,
And friend them slowly.
you can friend them if you want. If you feel connected, maybe go to their Facebook page and check them out. Like, take time to get to know and ask yourself. I know this, Monica, you've been with me long enough. You know I'm weird. So, but literally, I go to their Facebook page and I totally stalk their page. And I'm like, does this person feel right to me?
Okay.
Do they feel like my people? If they don't feel like my people, I don't want to friend request 10,000 people that don't feel like me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
Okay.
That's
And I'm
great.
a part of this group that is like female millionaires. Okay. And in order to be a part of it, you have to fit into like certain categories. So at first, when I joined, I was like, woo, friend request, friend request, friend request. And then as I started going to their pages, I was like, icky sauce, unfriend, right? Oh, she doesn't like feel like it. It just felt stuck.
Mm-hmm.
In, so I'm like, I don't need to be besties with all these people.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the ones that I feel called
That's
to.
a good way to do it. Okay, great.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was actually a really great question and a really awesome idea. What if you see other health coaches posting? Kimberly, are you talking about commenting or posting? Like, are you seeing them in your news feed, or are you seeing them comment on the same profile picture that you were about to comment on?
Commenting on the same profile picture. So I went to A to Z comment, and it was like 2 or 3 other health coaches, and I could tell because they had the before and after pictures, and so I was like, oh, I don't want to comment on the same picture, or should I have?
Let me ask you this: Are they actual friends of yours, or are they just random people in your world? The person whose profile picture it is.
More, I know I'm from like a different organization I used to be in, so not so much friends. We work together in a different organization.
So you just have to decide, is your relationship strong enough that I would call this person a girlfriend or a friend? And if it is, then you comment anyways. If it isn't, then I would probably unfriend them and leave room for some people that you could add that would do that, or I just move on this round.
Okay.
But we don't want to get in a competition zone.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's just weird. And so I would, for me, like, I came from a church. I think I've shared this with you guys before. Adam and I were pastors at a church, and 500 members, 250 of the 500 were health coaches. And the other, like, probably 200 got on plan and lost weight. So like 450 people out of 500 lost weight on Optavia. So by the time I came to the party, that was not the people that I was going to, which for us was fine, but that was not going to be where we were going to build a business. So one, I mean, a lot of these people were our friends on Facebook, right? Because we held the pastoral position. So I couldn't just unfriend them, but I didn't pursue them. And until I got to 5,000, then at 5,000, I started unfriending some of those people that I didn't really have relationship with. Okay, so I kept them, I just didn't pursue them. That was a really good question too, by the way. Need help with responses to stories. Posted a story and got a like, a couple hearts, and a lot of views. When I tap on their faces, it takes me to Messenger. I made a comment there and they had no idea what I was responding to. Where should I be going? If you comment on a story, it goes to their messenger, but it sends the picture that you're commenting on. So whatever picture in their story that you commented on, they see a little tiny image of it and then a response. So what I do when someone comments on my stories, I go to their Facebook page and I comment on one of their posts. See, we save the posts for engagement, and we do the profile, the cover photo, and the photos of them for A to Z. I told you I'm systems driven. So that's why we're commenting on the profile and the cover and those, and we're only doing one, and then we're going all the way through, and then we're coming again. But that's why. Yeah, I think it's really important when you're Zooming live with us, really, period, when you're watching these recordings or you're Zooming live, that you come in on your computer and have your phone ready to work. Oh, Kelly asked, where am I? We own several rental properties, and we're turning 2 of them into an Airbnb. So I'm at one of the Airbnbs and just finishing up so that we can take pictures today. So fun. This is my creative outlet, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. I decorate for creative outlet, and our Airbnb manager came yesterday and moved a couple photos, and I think I had a heart attack. I was like, you ruined it. What are you doing? So she was like, they just looked cuter. So then I came and she was right. They did look cuter the way she moved them around. It's kind of why I pay her. All right, let's dance. I want to tell you guys about this because, you know, I just said being from Maui. Whoa, watch me lay and claim that. I'm not really, but I do live there half the year. With Maui, just so you guys know, I've learned a lot. And one of the things that I learned, and part of, like, you know, when they do luau's and they do these Hawaiian dances, when you move certain directions, it actually reveals to you where you're stuck. And so when you're stuck moving to the left, you're struggling with something in your past. And when you're stuck moving to the right, it means you're struggling with something in the future. And it actually is an energy block. And so I know I told you guys would think I was crazy, but it's actually true. And when you start looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, I was mad at my husband, and it was a trigger from all these years ago when I was a little girl, and something happened, and now I yelled at him for something dumb, but it was really a trigger from the past, and I'm trying to dance to the left and it's not working. Or in the future, I'm having anxiety about XYZ, and I can't for some reason move to the right. And the more you dance with us, oh Lordy, did y'all just lose me? Okay, it just said that I'm about to be disconnected and I'm having a heart attack because my battery's low. All right, no worries.
There's just a little bit of a delay, Gina.
Oh, that's even more fun when your hips aren't lying.
Your mouth doesn't, for at least for me, it doesn't move with the words, but that's okay. We still hear you.
Awesome. Okay. So, but I want you guys to know, part of when we're moving, we're releasing that energy and breaking it up. And you have to think about this. We're reaching into our past and pulling those people into our future. Most of these people on Facebook were people who were in our past in one way, shape, or form, and we're pulling them into our future. And so pay attention to your body when you're dancing to see how you feel. Okay? All right, let's get back to A to Z commenting. And I am gonna frantically look for a charger because we cannot lose each other.
So Gina, I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm a newer coach, and my mentor was in the same sorority as I was in. And so there's several of us that are on program because of her that were already friends, but now we're all coaching too.
Mhm.
And so, like when I'm going through and I'm adding people and I'm looking at different profile pictures or whatever else, they've already A to Z on it. I'm A to Z on it. And so, like, these are legit people that we are connected with outside of Facebook.
Right.
So, what do you do? Because you don't want to be competing and you don't want to not comment, but because you're kind of thinking, well, maybe I can connect with them better. Maybe they'll coach with me instead of them, but I don't want to be competitive.
Right. And by the way, the spirit of competitiveness, just so you know, in my strengths, when I take strength finders, competition is in my top 5. Okay. But competition actually can harm. Oh, I need this charger. I love you. Thank you. Oh, do you know how good it is that my rental property is across the street from Brooklyn's house? She's so good to me. She's bringing me chargers. So Melissa, back to your question. First of all, the spirit of competition will, especially amongst friends, is unhealthy. Collaboration is healthy and helping one another win. So I knew that going into because my church situation is no different than what you just talked about. And guess what? It became my superpower that I didn't lean into my church as a sphere of influence. I leaned into all the other areas of my life that those other people weren't a part of. I didn't even consider this an option. I still, when I A to Z commented, if they were my friends, truly, they weren't just congregation members, but they were my friends, I still commented on their pictures because they're my friends. But I wasn't intentionally chasing after them. The intent is very different. And so I would say, thank you so much, sweetheart. I would say that's probably the most important piece for you to understand is I want you to go back to elementary school. I want you to go back to junior high school. I want you to go back to high school. We have some people, they all went to the same high school. My high school, we've created 5 millionaires out of that school. And by the way, I grew up in the ghetto. Okay, so my high school is covered. So I just stopped focusing on that group and I focused on a new group. And I think that will help you, Melissa. Just take aim. That doesn't mean you can't comment because they're your friends, but don't chase those people. Make sense? Okay, perfect. Let me go plug my phone in so we don't lose this. Okay, let me look at these next questions.
Gina, I was going to add one other thing to that, like being in the same sphere of people that are coaches. Like I have a ton of people I went to high school with that are coaches with me too, but you never know who you're going to inspire. So you or a different coach on the team might be inspired by your losses, whereas you might not be by another coach on your team in the same sphere. So, keep posting and keep chatting with those people or whatever too, because you never know. Who you might be an inspiration for that the other people in your sorority or whatever may not have been.
Perfect.
Hi, Gina, it's Lauren. Can I share something regarding the A to Z commenting? I've been doing it and I've met people up from high school. And one of the women that I know on Facebook, we went to school with each other 46 years ago. And apparently we had gone on a trip to Washington, D.C., which I remember. It was 15 with a bunch of girls. And I didn't remember all the people. And this one girl was actually on the trip with me. And I remembered the trip. I just didn't remember her. So we're going to get together. She doesn't live that far away. And I wouldn't have gotten this information, it wouldn't have gotten to her. And she remembers other people on the trip. I remember the trip. It was so weird because we had spent 2 weeks together.
Isn't it fun? Like, it's just so fun the way we can reconnect. So couple things I want to cover real quick because I'm seeing these in the chat. Phone handy, just because you just talked.
You cut out. Did you say me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you show everybody how to get A to Z? Because my phone is on the other side of the room right now.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me get back. Okay, so I'm going to go to my own personal Facebook page on my phone, and then I'm going to scroll until I see, hold on, see all friends right there. And then I'm going to click on see all friends, and then I'm going to go to the first person. And then I'm going to go to her profile picture. And then I'm going to comment on her profile picture. And I also like to like it when I do that because it lets me know that I've done it already. And then I will go out of her page and move on to the next person. And then you just keep going and going and going.
Perfect. And Stephanie, I don't know if you saw this, but you can actually go swipe right to left and it will bring you out faster.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You know what? That was a new thing. I don't know when the whole Xing out thing started. Like, it is annoying, though. It does slow you down. So, yeah, absolutely. That makes it much quicker.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that because to do. Okay, someone else asked in A to Z commenting, I commented on someone's photo how stunning they are. This is their response. Thanks, but this is a few years old. I gained mad weight and I'm trying to get a little smaller than I was in this pic. What is best to say? Okay, I'm probably gonna say, and I'm sure your eyes are as beautiful as ever. And then I'll send them a private message, or I could comment on this publicly, but I'm gonna say, girl, if it's a female, I'm assuming it is because you said her eyes were beautiful. I'm gonna say, girl, I post free recipes that are super healthy, super yummy. Check them out. Just go to my Facebook page and check them out and try a few. Let me know what you think of them. Okay, notice I didn't say, girl, I can rock your world. If you're branding the way we teach you to brand and you're posting a before and after every single day, she will catch on that you could help her. You don't have to say it. But if you're not posting, she's going to come to your page and she's going to have no idea you can help her. Milo, I don't understand if that's a question or if you're just saying that. I'm gonna guess you're just saying it, unless you come off mute and ask. Just a statement, okay. Yona says, I just had someone respond so funny. Don't know how this old pic came up. I wrote back saying, LOL, don't know. Facebook sometimes does weird things. Perfect. You guys are doing so good.
Can I share something in addition to that? But do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, I'm moving.
Yeah, no. So I wanted to thank you for giving us like confidence to really just. I came across somebody today who, unlike the other day, the person shared something so like grotesque, and I was just like, why? And I went to check, and I had conversations with her, and it was even in wait. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. Like, I'm like, I don't need space for them. Like, they need to like figure themselves out. I just unfriended and moved on. Like, I didn't spend any more time. It was just like, if somebody can even post something like that, I was like, no, like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And isn't it amazing? We're no longer attached.
Yeah.
Like the attachment can let go. Oops, I knew it was coming. All right, everybody stand up and we're gonna dance. Okay, we had fun dancing. Anybody notice a stick? You notice one direction was sticky versus the other? Anyone? Or were we all just like smooth as glass? Every direction went well. Left, okay, Kim. Like we're working on the past or we're working through the future. Either way, we're pulling these people in. So it's amazing when you stop and listen to your body, what it's trying to tell you. And I know, like I said, y'all think I'm crazy, and you're welcome, because I help you make lots of money, and I help you have lots of people to make lots and lots of impact. And it's some of this stuff that really, really does matter. It really does. So right now, we're going to shift directions, and we're going to pivot, and we're going to move to our heart list. So a heart list, if someone stood out to you, we typically on a notebook paper write their name down, and we're going to go send them a message. But maybe no one did. If nobody stood out to you and you have nobody coming to mind, then I just want you to keep commenting, A to Z. A lot of times I'll go into the birthday lists right about now, and I send out a message to the person who it's their birthday. And my birthday comments when I'm working my heart list do not look the same as on a daily basis when I'm just wishing people happy birthday, okay? It's gonna look something like this. Okay, I see Vera, so I'm gonna talk to Vera for just a minute. If Vera were on my heart, this is not her birthday, okay? Vera's just on my heart. I'm gonna probably send Vera a message and I'm gonna say, hey girl, you were on my heart today. And I just want you to know you are probably the most fun person I know on the planet. You make me laugh, you make me giggle, and yet even when you're being serious, you still have fun. And I just want you to know that when I'm feeling down, I go to your Facebook page just to be lifted up. I sometimes just listen to your voice to be encouraged and to be empowered. And you probably don't even know I'm there, but I'm watching. And I just want to thank you for being such a powerful voice in my life and someone who really has impacted me. So I'm going to send that message to Vera, or today I chose to send it right now. But Vera, could you come off for just a second?
You could send me that message any day.
She's fun. So Vera, how does that feel different than me just saying nice picture?
Oh, yeah, no, they're very different.
Yeah.
But also, you kind of know me. So
yeah.
Now, if you're sending out messages to people you don't really know, and it's just based on their Facebook profiles, you might need to like scroll a little to get a little idea.
Exactly. Look how good. See, she's smart too. I'm just saying, super smart. There's a reason she's a fully integrated business leader. There is. So when I don't know someone, I'm going to look at their Facebook page and I'm going to see what are they about. Maybe they care about animals and they're posting a lot about animals. So I'm going to take Lauren, for example. Lauren and I mean, we've gotten to know each other through the months. But I might look at Lauren's Facebook page and see what she's about. And then I might talk because animals are important to Lauren. So I might say, you know what? I can tell you're a really compassionate person just simply by looking at your Facebook and seeing how you care for and love animals through all of this. It's so special and it's so precious. And I just wanted you to know I'm watching and I appreciate that our animals in this world have someone just like you looking out for them. Okay, so I'm gonna look for the different, whoever's on my heart. I am not doing this with every single one of my friends. I am saying nice picture, cute, fun, looks like a blast, whatever, on those profile pictures. But when you're on my heart, I am sending you a heartfelt message. And maybe I don't know you, period. And for some reason you stood out to me. I'm just gonna say, hey, just thinking of you today. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Can I share something?
Yes.
Just because it's on my heart and y'all are amazing.
So I guess it's kind of a challenge, if anything. It's my mom's birthday today, and I can't call her because she passed away a few years ago. So if everybody could call somebody today that they love and don't take for granted that you can hear their voice, just call them and tell them that you love them. Someone today. That's all.
I love it. And Sarah, have you heard me talk about this before? So Adam's dad's birthday is in September. He passed away 5 years ago. I think it's been 5 years now. And anytime I get to his Facebook page or any kind of holiday or anything, we're the same way. Like, I can't hear their voice anymore. So I literally hold my hand on my heart, like I'm hugging it. And I think of a positive memory, something that makes me giggle. We actually have a picture of him in like a little Halloween costume where he was a genie. It's hilarious, Kate, by the way. But and that's partially why we keep it, because he was a funny guy. So we think of something for him, and then it's like I'm giving him a hug, and I'm like, I love you, Daddy, and I miss you. And I send that love out to him. Now, whether he feels it or doesn't feel it, I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It helps me to feel better. So if someone comes to your heart and they're maybe not available to talk to, or let's go to the other extreme. Maybe there's someone you haven't forgiven in your life, and they harmed you and they did something, and it just keeps coming up for you. I have someone who harmed me that it would not be safe for me to contact this person. Okay, I don't need to re-invite that wound to open up. I need to heal it and move through it, but I don't need to be an idiot and walk right back into it. And so I can do the same thing and say, I forgive you, or I don't tend to remember the memories. For me, that doesn't help me move through it, but I can send out peace and love and then move on. And that's been helpful because for some reason they're on your heart. And it might be because they're stuck. And so just breathing through it and passing it through, feel the feeling and let it go. But a lot of times I'm sending a text message, hey, I was just thinking of you today. Hope you're doing well. You know, it could be the other day, my friend Terry sent me flowers. I still walk over, and she probably feels my love because every day I smell those flowers and I'm sending her love. I hate that you live so far away. Stinking quarantine. I can't even like give you a hug when I do finally see you. I'll probably hug her anyways, but don't tell her. She might be on this call. This is so important to acknowledge the people in your world. Love them for who they are. But for birthdays, I do the same thing. I look at what they're about, and then I say, happy birthday. And I just want you to know that you are an important person to me. And this is why you're an important person to me. And I felt like your birthday was the perfect time to share with you these things about you. And then I share things about them that I've acknowledged or I've seen. And then I'm honored to be their friend. And I hope they have a wonderful day. By the way, it's my Hannah's birthday too. 12. When did my baby turn 12? So weird.
Can I say something?
Yes.
To Sarah, who just talked about her mom, I lost my mom in 2018 on New Year's Eve, and she was my best friend my entire life. And my dad's having such a big issue with it. I haven't been able to grieve yet. Mm-hmm. So this program, because her health was not good, this program and this group has really helped me a lot to get back on track and quit just going through the motions of moving forward. So I wanted to just say, Sarah, I feel for you. And there's a lot of people out there who get it, but always spreading that message. My mom lost her mom when she was 47 and my mom was 23. And so she raised us like that. And so thankfully, I know that I said everything. It's just, it was still a shock and a surprise. And there's not 1 second of a day that I don't think of her or want to call her.
And thank God we have each other, right? This community just wraps love around. I don't know if you and Sarah can see the chat, but wraps love around one another, holds each other tight and says, we're going to walk through some tough stuff. And there are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days, and it's okay to have both. Let me be for real. I'm so bipolar in this body. I'm not really bipolar, but I have my days where it's like, whoo, whoo, right? And we just stick this out and we go touch people. And the more lives you touch, the more hearts you impact, the more you will be blessed and the greater you will feel. And you know, like for me, a lot of the stuff that I do is to honor those people in my past and to say, I'm going to go help all these people get healthy because I don't want someone else to have to grieve like I grieve because my father-in-law chose not to take care of his diabetes. We get to do that together. So thank you, you guys, both of you, for feeling vulnerable and safe to be vulnerable, and know that this crowd right here has your back. And we're sending out love to all of you. And you know, there's a lot of you on here that you're not speaking that out, and it's okay. But love has no boundaries. Love knows what you need and what you don't. And so we send that out to you. So good. So good. It is so good to be family. Aren't you guys, like, I know it's weird. I know it's weird that we call this business. And yet we're a family. We are one. And we're more powerful together. So, all right, it is the top of the hour. I want to thank everyone for hopping on and spending time with us. I do have about 5 minutes. So if you asked a question in the chat and it did not get answered, I want to make sure we answer that. Otherwise, we will see each other tomorrow. Aw, thank you, Amy, for sending love. Milo, go ahead.
Just wanted to tell you something. And it came to mind when everybody was given the love and you were given the love, and it's all about love. Yay. Basically, we used to have our power hours in a different time with a different leader. And she gave a different feeling. And I feel now, and I'm happy to say, that through your training that you've been kind enough to give us, and I hope it continues, I'm feeling the heart. Where it was strictly business and very structured at that time, which I ate into because that's me. But I was missing the heart. And now that I'm putting it in, I'm seeing results. And that's basically what I wanted to share with everyone. I'm getting people calling me. I'm getting people asking, so what is this diet? How did you lose? And people from the past that I haven't spoken to in years. I joined because you suggested it, Midwood High School alumni. I've been communicating in that group. Somebody from the past that I met in college for the 2 days I went to college actually reached out to me. So I have to say, this works. Yeah. And it's simple. And that's what's great about it. There's no brains needed. That's even better. I don't have to calculate numbers. I don't have to look at spreadsheets. I just have to love. And it works. So thank you.
I love you, Mama.
Love you too. Love you too.
No,
we're going to make this business work. This is my retirement.
I know. And I remember when I first met you, I think we were in Dominican Republic and Daddy had built the business and you were like, look, I'm a businesswoman. I'm not so sure about this touchy-feely, lovey-lovey stuff.
Yeah.
So to have you say that you are loving people is like making my heart shine right now.
Okay, and it's because of you. So thank you so much.
I love you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else want to ask a question?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Gina. I think maybe the weekend or last week, you mentioned making our calls, like how you make your calls at like in the morning and then they can call you back throughout the day. Well, I intended to do that, but somehow mine was in the middle of the day. And then some people would say, well, it's hard for me to do that. I need to do it at this time. So I got in the habit to where I have a lot of evening calls that are scheduled on Mondays, but I'm constantly running backwards and forwards to the phone in between trying to be with my family. So I want to be able to switch. I've started that with my new clients who have started since that conversation, since you told us that. But how would you suggest switching those who are currently scheduled, or would you just leave them alone until they're done?
I would just let them know my schedule has changed and this doesn't work for me.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that I can give you the attention that you need. And so I call all my clients. Now, I do think it's important to make yourself available in evening hours for people.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be Monday nights, then don't plan any family stuff on Monday nights. Like my kids know Mondays and Tuesdays, mama's not around. But then the rest of the week, it ebbs and flows. So for me, because I got the most amount of clients that actually picked up the phone in the evenings, I just would work Mondays, from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock or whatever. When I first started though, I didn't have that time open because I ran a business. I shared at the beginning of this, I was a Mary Kay lady. So I was doing unit meetings. I was running to people's houses in the evenings. I just wasn't available. Like I couldn't call them then. So one, I don't schedule anything in the sense of like, I'm going to call you at 7, I'm going to call you at 7:15, I'm going to call you at 7:30. Like I don't do that.
Okay.
I do say to my clients, I call people on Monday evenings. And so I will get a hold of you on Monday evening. If you're not available, feel free to call me back. But I want you to know that's when I do my calls.
Okay.
Okay. I had one client, she's on here, that told me Monday evenings don't work for me. I need Tuesdays, or it might've been the other way around. Like she needed a weird day for me. And she's the only person I ever bent for. I still don't know why I did. And I almost never called her. She would call me. I thought you were going to call me. I waited for your call all day long and you didn't call me. And I was like, oh crap, I missed her again. Dang it. And it wasn't on purpose. It's just because that's not when I called clients. And so I just decided after coaching her, which that was what, like 6 years ago, Kelly, I just decided no more. This is when I'm available, because if it's not in my regular scheduled time, you won't get a call. You can return my phone call on Tuesday at 3 p.m., but I'm not going to call you Tuesday on 3 p.m.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I think if you just give them the freedom to call you back, but let them know this is when I call my clients. And then I've had to change my schedule through the years. So I started Wednesday mornings, then I moved to Mondays, then I went to Tuesdays, then I went back to Mondays. Okay. And I've just let my clients know that we're active. Hey, we've had some stuff come up in our schedule and I want to make sure that I can give you full attention and not be mommy and cook and car driver and all the other things while we're talking. So I'm going to start calling all my clients on Monday evenings. So if you can't take my call, I totally understand. You can call me back later in the week and I probably will be towing someone in a car, but I want you to know I call all my clients on Monday evenings.
Okay. Okay.
That was a really good question, by the way. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
Someone else.
Hi, Gina. I think I'm off mute.
Yeah.
It's Jane Thompson. I'm sorry. This is actually a holdover question from yesterday when you were talking about cleaning up your timeline. And we talked about, how to deal with the likes and how to deal with comments, but I have tons of shares on a lot of my posts and I'm not really sure how to handle the shares.
On a share, especially recipes, I see recipes and quotes shared the most.
Actually, mine are jokes. One of my 5 things that I want to be known for is to give people a laugh every day. So I had one joke the other day that had like 100 shares, and yeah.
Okay, a lot of you know when Adam took over my commenting for a season, he changed my brand, but it was not like he thought it was funny, and it wasn't funny. But he was doing funny memes that were not funny. They were not feminine in any way. And so he's posting as me, posting these horrible memes that are funny to men, but not, you know, like I don't joke about gas on my Facebook, but he was doing that. So Jane.
Yes.
When someone shares your post, you can click on the share button and see who shared. And I comment on the ones that it lets me. If they're friends of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, first of all, it's really important to make sure you post publicly. But second of all, sometimes it won't show you who they are and there's nothing you can do. But if there is somebody there, like if it shows you some, go to their Facebook page. Well, first I comment on it and then I go to their Facebook page and I find a post that I can comment on that's theirs.
Okay, so when I do the comment on the share, I mean, I'm kind of just doing like a laugh emoji or something. I'm kind of acting like I'm seeing it for the first time, even though it's my share. Is that okay?
Yep, that's totally fine. And then go to their page and find something that's important to them.
Okay, yeah, that's the step I'm missing. So I got to do that.
Yeah, something of theirs. And then while you're there, you might as well look and see, are these my people? If they're my people, I'm going to friend request them. If they're not my people, then I don't friend request them.
All right, good idea. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them clean and non-controversial because I know, you know, the one that got a lot of shares was sort of, it was a little bit, I know people are asking about it, so maybe I'll share it someday with the rest of the group, but it was, okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. When it's a recipe, I always comment, this is my comment, I just say, oh my gosh, this is so yummy.
I have a piggyback question a little bit off of the shares. So when you have someone who's like, they're on your page all the time and they share your recipe from the day and your quote from the day and something else that you shared in the day, and they do it like every day, do you comment on each thing each day that they've shared of yours? Okay.
I just get picky and I start paying attention. So if they are posting, if they're doing a lot of my recipes, I'm like, girl, thank you for always sharing my recipes. Look at you giving me a shout out. If you ever want to give me a shout out for giving people healthy, would you ever be willing to share my story with your friends? If I were to send it over to you, would you be willing to share my story? You're so good to me, giving me shout outs all the time. By the way, people can shout you down and shout you out without being your clients. I'm so proud of my friend Shekinah. She kicked butt on her plan and now she's helping tons of people do it. Girl, way to go. And a picture of you. And tag you to it. That's a shout out, people. Shout me down. That's what my pastor used to say. Shout me down.
Can I hop back to the calls? I was calling during the day because that's when I have time and my kids aren't here. But is it really not fair to them if I don't call in the evening? Although I have a lot of East Coast clients, so that by the time I'm calling in the evening, it's also late. So I'm confused.
I don't think it's life or death, Maura, as long as you're calling. But if you're not getting very many people answering the phone, then I would start, are you on the West Coast?
I'm in Colorado, so mountain time. And I try to call around lunchtime, but it can be hard to catch some people at that time.
Yeah. Pick a day of the week that you could call in the evening and try, see what happens. And I would start like maybe 4 o'clock our time, which is 6 o'clock theirs. Start with, that's actually, I was West Coast when I started coaching. So I had my East Coast, then my East Coast, Central, Mountain, and then West Coast. So by the time, and a lot of my clients were stay-at-home mamas. So they were home during the day, so it wasn't a big deal. And then I started noticing these same people didn't answer. So I moved to the evening for those people. And I kind of split my calls in half and I called them in the evening because otherwise they would call me back in the evening. And I'm like, if I'm taking my evening out anyways, I might as well just call them in the evening.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. My thoughts on hashtags. If you've ever talked to me before, on Facebook, hashtags did not work for years because people didn't search hashtags. Now that Facebook and Instagram, now that Facebook owns Instagram, hashtags in the last month when they did the update, hashtags are bomb because people are searching them now because they made it easy to search them. Before, they didn't really categorize very well. So the one and most amazing thing about the update is we can now use hashtags the way hashtags are used on Instagram. People actually search them.
Hey, Gina?
Yes.
I was trying to follow your rules for stories and going back and thanking people or just thank you for noticing my stories. Well, when I did it yesterday and I was going on people, I would get their messenger page and it was flowers I posted and they, you know, how beautiful or just like, and I was saying it's all because of my gardener, and they were giving me question marks because the story wasn't linked to my thank you comments. So I have no idea what you did to make it work.
Well, so that's a different situation because you're just replying back in Messenger. They don't remember saying, because stories is kind of a complicated beast. Okay, Robin. So like when they commented on your flowers and they were like, wow, so beautiful, it sent you a little image of what they said, wow, so beautiful. And it was a picture of your, let's take your flowers. When you reply back to them, it doesn't send your flowers back. So to them, they forgot because they treat it almost like a post where they're commenting. So they forgot what they even, because they commented on you and 12,000, this is what they're doing. Okay, they're not paying attention. That's why when I said, when we go through stories, we're not commenting back, we're going to their timeline and commenting something that's important to them. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
It's not like a post where we're replying back. Our interaction is going to be, I'm going to physically go to your page and I'm going to comment on something, a post of yours.
All 89.
Yep.
Okay.
Why not?
Hey, Gina, can I ask one question? So I got a referral from Optavia. And it had her email address and her telephone number. So I emailed her, kind of introduced myself. And then I got an email saying she'd placed an order. So now I follow up with her. Like, now what do I do? I'm like, oh, I didn't even actually talk to her. I haven't explained anything.
That's okay. So you want to call a lead. And for those of you that don't know, you have to be an executive director with 6,000 in FQV or higher. And Allison, you're just going to pick up. So you sent an email introducing yourself, and now you're going to pick up the phone. Okay. And whether they placed an order or didn't place an order, we're going to do a health assessment with them.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they ordered the wrong plan. Okay. So we're going to pick up the phone. We're going to call them and we're just going to say, hey, this is Gina with Optavia. I'm just reaching out to you. I saw that you're a new client with me and I'm so excited to hear a little bit about your health goals, what it is you're hoping to accomplish, and how I can come alongside of you to really assist you to accomplish those things. Do you have just a quick minute that we could talk now, or would it be better to talk a little later today?
Okay.
Okay. And then schedule a health assessment.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
A lot of times they do it right then, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Maura. Perfect. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, in this heart list, every time that people come to my mind, and I've been writing so many names, but when it comes to following up, or it's now become so big and pretty random. So I'm not sure, is there any system to it, or is there a systematic way to do it?
So Jasmina, my heart list changes daily.
Yeah.
And so I have a running heart list, but if I've already sent a message, I don't remove them off my heart list, but I move through my heart list. So I'm not sending a message to those same people each time I'm doing a heart list. It's just whoever's on my heart today.
Okay.
Okay. And then sometimes the same people will come back through. So like once a month, I might go back through all of those people, and other months I might not. It just depends. So it's just being intentional and trusting your intuition that that person needed to hear from you today.
Okay, thank you. And one more question was about the hashtags. Sometimes, like for example, in the food hashtags, if you do chicken, you'll see tons of health coaches pop up under that. So is that an issue, or would that be any issue at all?
I think you're going to see that, period.
How does that us, like, I mean, how does the hashtag help us in our business?
Because other people are going to search chicken, and they're going to see recipes, and if they see something of yours, they might go to your page. It's just another way to exit the freeway.
Okay.
But do I think it's the way to build a business? No, but it's a smile on your face that makes them choose you over somebody else.
Right.
It's like,
got it.
Like I wouldn't do every post hashtagged, because people who are actually coming to your page don't want to see that all the time. Just like if you really pay attention to Instagram, people don't hashtag every post they do. At least people with lots of followers that actually come to their page. You know, there's people with 10,000 followers that only get 1 or 2. That's because they have a bunch of fake followers.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I'm not looking for fake followers. I'm looking for people who are looking for me. So I'll take less and do a lot more with my less.
I have a question. What is your best way to increase your friends? Most of my friends, I'm at an age, a lot of them aren't on Facebook. So what would you say is the best thing I can do to increase my friends, or especially when we're not out and about as much?
So I'm still going to work the same way. I'm going to look through, we have a document in the system that tells you, like, go back 5 years ago and look, where did I live? Who did I live by? Where did I work? Who worked there? Who did my kids? If my kids are not health coaches, it's game on. All their friends, their parents, like, I had a conversation with someone on one of our power hours was saying, I'm really young and my mother-in-law is a health coach. And I said, yeah, but your mom isn't a health coach. So go find all your mom's friends. Go, and your mother-in-law didn't go to high school with you. So go find all your friends from high school. But I have to tell you, like, at this point in time, all the way up to about 75, I mean, we do have some other people, but 75 is moving to Facebook. So if you're under 75,
I am.
I knew that. And more people are on Facebook than you're giving credit for.
Okay, I'm just
go to classmates.com, find people, think about your church or your synagogue or any kind of social groups you've ever been a part of. I used to play bunco up in a neighborhood, or bonko, or every place calls it different. Go find all the people that were in that group. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We have talked, I said 5 minutes and we're at the 21 minutes. You're welcome. Y'all love me so much. Good thing we're recording. What is a fake follower? A fake follower is someone who hits follow, but they're not a real person. Do you know people who are looking to be Insta famous, or they want to be an influencer, they will gain fake followers. They'll have people follow them, but those people don't actually go to their page. Or maybe they one time like something and then never unfollow you and never come back. So I have a friend that is Instagram famous, and he's 100,000 followers, and every post he puts out gets somewhere around 80 to 85,000 comments. likes. Okay, he has 100,000. And he literally point blank said, and probably like 10,000 of them are fake people. They liked it one time, never came back to me. But the rest come back time and time and time again. That's a true influencer. Okay, but if you see someone who has 10,000 friends on Instagram, this is partially why we don't work Instagram very much. Not anti-Instagram, it's just partially why I don't work it as much, because it's just less relational. But you could have, I see people, I personally know people that call themselves influencers. They have 10,000, 15,000 friends on Facebook. They put a post up and they get 35 comments or 35 likes. That means the other 9,500 people didn't see and didn't come back to them ever again. Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather just have 500 people following me that actually follow me. And yet another reason why Facebook is pretty cool, because the algorithms share us with those other 9,500 people. Not so much on Instagram. So, love y'all. And if you're an Instagram lover, don't shoot arrows at me. I'm not anti-Instagram. I just found that Facebook builds a business faster. All right. I feel like I got arrows darted at me right now. I see it in your eyes. We love you guys. I'll take a few breaths. We'll see you next week, tomorrow.
Gina, have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.